Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I can hear myself. Okay. Right. Sorry I'm late, everybody. Having to just set up on Armin's account. I will have to turn game audio and stuff down quickly. That's fine. Right. Hello everybody. Welcome to Pro Tier. What week's this? 7? Week 7, I think. In what am I trying to say? PGR Pro Tier Week 7. Sorry guys, I'm very all over the place. And apologies for being late, but if anyone's joining, hello. Hello, I am FLW20 Blue. You probably already know this, but if you don't, then this is who I am, because Armin is not here today. I should probably get up. People who's on a lap, no one's on a lap yet. Is anyone started? Ratigan has started his lap. Ratigan's the first man to start his lap. Let's see what he can do. Ratigan on the softs. A couple people on the mediums. Brad on the mediums. He likes to set on the mediums early on, as is Jock, as is Hilly. Expired Jacobs joins as well. So we do have enough people for an actual quali session in Q1. But we won't be losing 5 people, it will be 2, I believe, with Jacob joining. Let's see what Ratigan can do. I'm just going to change the title of the stream, lads, if you just bear with me. I'll keep you up to date with what's going on here, but if I stop talking for a minute, this is it. Actually, no, I can't even do that, can I? I'll have to let Arm do that. Oh, as Ratigan has spun and is in the wall and has wing damage. So that will not be Ratigan's first lap then. Hi Armin, how you doing, buddy? Is Armin, while you're here actually, is the game audio too loud, too quiet? Is it alright? Because obviously I've gone on to, it's on your channel, so I haven't had control of the audio and stuff earlier on. Let me know if it's alright. So who do we have here? Who's next? Sorry, I've been stuck. I'm staying on board with Ratigan there. Jamie T, 120.1, first lap in the Aston Martin. He is the first one to set a time. Who's next? I'm so sorry. There you go. Brad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brad. Look, I didn't have any say on this Steward decision. I was reading through it, and originally, little insight, I was getting a penalty, but the majority voted against it. I was just happy to be here. As Call Me Arkid's been disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. Now that's a big one, because Call Me Arkid's one of the faster drivers in this tier, I will say. And he is out in Q1 and will be starting dead last. Hi Milan, how you doing, buddy? Predictions? Oh, I don't know. What's everyone's pace saying like round here? If I can remember racing any of you on Wednesday. Milan, you're quick round here, actually. I know that. As Matt goes with a 19.4 to go fastest by 6 tenths on Jamie there. My predictions, Milan, I'm actually going to say you for the win. I'm going to say you for the win, and then Brad, and then I'm going to say... Then I'm going to say Hilly. I'm going to go with a... quite a simple top 3, but I'm going to go in that order. Brad's crying under the helmet. Brad, I'm sorry, okay? Look, you know I wouldn't do it on purpose to you. You were rapid. I was having to put up a fight, and I went a little bit too narrow, but I don't know. It was unfortunate. You heard Armin say I was apologising to Armin while he was there. I'd never do it again. If it happens next time, and you're next to me there, I'll let you through, Brad. Anyway, enough of Brad giving me making me feel bad. Who's next? Is it the Red Bull? I think it's Ash. In fact, I believe Axe is only 12 or so points behind. Oh, he's backed out of his lap. He has backed out of his lap. Is he waiting for his teammate to pass? Are they helping each other out? Jock goes third on the mediums. I've got the wrong times out. Sorry, lads. There we go. So far we've got Matt with a 119.4, Jamie with a 120.1, Jax has gone fourth with a 120.3. Hi Jock, how you doing? We've got Nate Danger David on outlap now. Looks like he's about to start his lap. Let's see what he can do. I will get up the championship standings while I'm here. If any audio or anything's off, guys, or game sounds too loud / quiet or whatever, just let me know and I will change it. Oh, David's lap looks like it's been impeded a bit there. Is that by... That might be by Milan there. Did he lose time there? I'm not sure. Hi Hilly. Sorry I was a bit late. As Danger David goes very wide there, but doesn't invalidate. Interesting. But he's going through the very fast section of the track. It is quite easy to mess up around here, especially on no traction. I know that you can spin very easily around here. Obviously I run full traction, but I know most people in this tier, or most of them, have dropped assists, so I know it's going to be a difficult track for people. Danny Dave does go purple sector 2, but it is his first lap, so it won't be a legitimate purple sector, I don't think. He's going around into the difficult section of the track here now. Very easy to run wide and very easy to invalidate, especially around this bit, so you can take it flat out. Does he let off? He does let off. He runs wide. Oh, he keeps it just about. He probably lost a bit of time going into sector 1, turn 1, because he went wide there, but he didn't invalidate, so he's going to get time on the board, and is going to be a 1:19.6, so it's a 1:2 for the AlphaTauri at the moment. Actually quite a good lap. Lovely little lap there from Danger David, and that's, you can probably go faster than that as well. David Page Riley goes third with a 1:19.8. Now I believe Armin put in the chat what the head-to-heads are, so I can get that up quickly and see what it is saying in quali and the race. Where is it? Just gotta find it. Okay, here we go. This is the updated one, as we will go on board with. As people are setting times on mediums now, quite a few coming through. Zach Hilly has just set a time 1:20.8, actual 1:29.6. Obviously that isn't his genuine time. There's an Alfa Romeo going around now with Tuck. He is on his out lap. Is he next person on his lap? Bassen's on a lap, and Milan's on a lap. Is Milan the car ahead there? Yeah, Milan's the car ahead there, so that's what we can do. He's also on the mediums. So a lot of people opting for the mediums tyres for Q1 here. They believe they've got enough pace to go through. So Brad and P4 on the mediums, fastest so far on them. He often does well in Q1 on the mediums, as Milan's going down the final straight now and goes third with a 1:19.7 on the mediums. Very good time on the mediums there from Milan. As I said, I'm going with Milan for the win today. I remember him being fairly fast around here on Wednesday. In qualifying, anyway, I got the qualifying stats up. So far in qualifying with the Red Bull drivers, we've got 3-3 as Bassen goes fastest with a 1:19.2. What a lap! 2 tenths quicker than Matt in second place. He had an unfortunate race last week around Monza, and he's looking to bounce back this week with a 1:19.2, putting him P1 as it stands in qualifying. And then Hilly with a 1:19.1. The Aston Martin driver goes back up to P1, trying to hold this championship lead. It's closed in a lot more than he would have liked, but he is still first and will be looking to extend that lead again. I believe we have Tuck now as the next car coming round. Now, as I was saying, Tuck was quite quick around Monza. I saw, he seems like he's found a bit of form recently, keeping it together. Let's see what he can do here. I know he hates the rain, so let's hope there's no rain in the race. And he goes P6 or 1:19.7. Another good lap set. And who was that just jumped up there? That was Milan. Was that Milan? No, that was Rattigan with a 1:19.7. The Rattabus puts it in P5. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Is everyone for now? Is it the time? Egolf Hazard is on a lap. And Expired Jacob is on a lap. Right now, Tom crashed. No, Tom has a quali ban if I'm right in thinking. So that is 2 drivers out. So that is 1 person who will be going out of this quali session. Who is it going to be? As we have Egolf Hazard on his lap now. We'll see what Egolf Hazard does, and then I will let you guys know the quali head-to-heads and race head-to-heads. So Egolf Hazard in the difficult section of the track here. I don't know if he's on an actual lap. He has a lot of VRS. He might be going around again. Is he going around again? I think he is going around again. VRS is going down. Yep. Egolf Hazard will be going back round again, I believe. Yep, 1:21.6. So we'll see how this goes. While he's on a lap, I will let you guys know the head-to-head. So, as I was saying, the 2 Red Bulls right now, Jock and Ash, 3-3 in qualifying. Both very fast, very good team, and they are even in qualifying. We have Jar Jar Dinks, as Jock goes fastest with an 18.8. Jock's very fast round there. As another fantastic lap by Jock. I did not see him out on track there. Apologies, Jock, that I wasn't on board with you there, as Egolf Hazard has invalidated. Who's next on a lap? Brad's in the pits. That will be Jacob. Jacob's on a lap now. You lads, let me read out the lemon head-to-heads. Rattigan is 5-1 with Basson, but Basson seems very, very quick round here with that first time he set. Dave Riley is currently 5-0 against Shaggy Carrot, who currently sits down in P13. We've got Danger David 5-1 with Matt, who currently sit P4 and P5. Jacob is back in the pits. Egolf Hazard is going back round. He's invalidated, so I expect him to come back into the pits. Hilly, no, that is Jamie who's out on track. Jamie's on an actual lap, I believe. Speaking of Jamie, he is actually 3-2 up against Hilly in qualifying as it stands. So Hilly started off strong, but Jamie is coming back at him. As he is coming around the final corner now, DRS is active. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1:19.5. Goes up to P5, splits the AlphaTauri drivers. Goes in between them, P5. His teammate currently sits in P2. Aston Martin's looking very comfortable at the top at the moment. We also have Hazard and Milan, who currently sit 3-3 in qualifying. As David Pedro comes back into the pits, we will sit on board with Brad, who currently sits in P11, so we'll be looking to improve. So yes, we have both Alpines, 3-3. We have Brad, who's currently 4-1 up against Jacob in qualifying, and Tuck, who is currently 2-1 up against Jazz. I'm not sure if Jazz is here today. I don't believe he is, so it's no one for you, Tuck. And then we have Jaxa and Tom, who Jaxa is currently 2-0 up against, and will be 3-0 because Tom has had a quali ban today. And Call Me Arkid, who is out of qualifying due to being disqualified for blocking the pit lane, is currently 1-0 down to Roger, who I do not know who Roger is. And then in the race, I'll update you with the race later on. I will go back on board with some quali laps. Brad is starting his lap now. I'll also get the championship standings up for you. So Brad's on his lap now. Brad's won last week after an amazing strategy, an amazing bit of battling, and an amazing double overtake as well off the safety car restart. Got himself in P1 and got himself that win that he's been waiting for a while. Ooh. Ooh. Brad. Good save to not put that in the wall completely and lose your wheel there. So he just lost it coming out that corner there. Snap of oversteer, lost the rear or something, and his car was spinning round. So Brad has invalidated his lap. Jacob will be the next. Is anyone actually on a lap? Egolf Hazard's on an out lap. But I'll tell you who's on a lap. It's the Red Bull of Ash. No, he's not. He's about to start a lap. So we'll stay on board with him for a minute. As for the championship standings, what do we have? Championship standings, we have Hilly currently sitting in P1 on 212 points, but he's getting hunted down by the man on a mission, the Canadian driver Axe Ferrari, who's on 201 points, getting 3 podiums, I believe, in his last 3 races. So fantastic from Axe so far. And just behind him, Nay Danger David of the Avatari, who currently sits in P6 on 187 points, and Brad, who jumped up to P4 on 174 after his race win at Monza. He is shortly followed by Milan, who is on 165 points in 5th place, with Rattigan on 159 in 6th. We have Jock on 125 in P7, and we have Carrot on 124 P8. Egolf Hazard sits in P9 for the Alpine on 112 points, closely followed by Matt in 10th on 104. We have Dave and Paige Riley on 87, with Jamie T on 75 just behind. Batten, who had an unfortunate race last week, sits in P13 on 69. Call Me Arkid after winning his race, but an unfortunate end to his race last week, on 58. Tuck on 52, Jazz on 33, Jacob on 32, Jax on 25, and we have Tom on 10 points, I believe. As Atch comes around now, and I did see he went purple sector. Let's see what he can do. DRS is on. He's going to go up to P4 on a 119.3. It's a P1, P4 for the Red Bulls. They're looking good round here. As Brad says, very ironically, on the day of Easter, Jesus Christ, I'm in trouble now. Brad, one person will be going out. Will it be you? People behind on laps. Shaky Carrot has stayed in the pits, however, so I don't believe you'll be going out, Brad, because Carrot is the car behind you. I think you will be safe. It will be Shaky Carrot who's in trouble, but Egolf Hazard has no wing, so that will be him out of qualifying, I believe. Jackson's on a lap, Jacob's on a lap, and Carrot's in the pit. Miracle not to hit the wall. It was a good save. He went round once and he went round the other way, and that is going to be Hazard out, I believe. Unfortunate for the Alpine driver. Very consistent, both of the Alpines getting into Q3 normally together, but doesn't seem like it's gone the way of Hazard today. So I believe with that, that will be qualifying. We have Axe who's completed this lap, and who's the Mercedes out on track? It is Jacob, who has invalidated, so we'll sit on board with Jackson to see what he can do. He is through already, however, so he may choose to back off. We shall see what he does. Hits that exit very, very neatly. As he comes round into Sector 3 now. Keeps it nice and neat on the track. Does not take any curb whatsoever. Keeps it very close again, going into the last 2 corners. Does he take it flat out, or does he let off throttle? He takes it flat out. DRS is active. He is running down the straight now. 20% ERS left, hits 8th gear, goes up to P11 with a 119.8, and he is also safe in this qualifying session. So, that is quality. Oh, sorry, that's not quality, that's Q1. So, with that, we will be losing Egolf Hazard. Right. Sorry. Yes, Brad. Indeed, I do know. Sorry, I was having a coughing fit. Mute myself, and then went to go get myself a drink. So, I'm sorry, I didn't even realise who finished where at the end of that one there. We've got a couple of comments coming in now. Jack says, my final lap was with a broken wing, happy to get through. It was a good lap still with a broken wing to go up to P11 then, and yeah, everyone got through apart from it was Hazard in the Alpine, unfortunately. But this is Q2 now. This is Q2 now, but before we do that, I will run through the constructor standings, which are, once I get them up, P1 we have Red Bull on 326 points, so that is Ash and Jock. Ash taking 3 podiums in his last 3 will have helped that massively, as well as Jock's consistency. Then we have AlphaTauri on 291, the drivers of Matt and Danger David. 2 other rapid drivers. And then in P3 we have the championship leader of Hilly and Jamie T on 287, so very close between second and third there. And then only 10 points behind that we have the Alpine on 277, with McLaren following on 228, Ferrari on 211, Mercedes on 206, Alfa Romeo on 85, Williams on 58, and Haas only 2 points behind on 56. So with that, we will sit on board with, is that Danger David the first person to set a lap? I believe it is. Let's get up the tyres that everyone is on. So we have Jackson on the mediums as well, and Hilly on the mediums as well. So are they sitting the bank a lap, or do they believe they have the pace to get through on that? Sorry, I've just gone off who's leading, didn't I? Danger David, Basson is out! Basson is out! Oh, that is unfortunate. He showed great pace in Q1 there as well. Basson, I'm sorry. I may have cursed you after Q1. But with the pace you showed, you can charge through the pack round here. I expect a couple of safety cars as well. But that is one of the McLaren drivers out of this race. Out of this qualifying session, sorry. So it is down to Rattigan to try and get one of McLaren's few through to Q3. As Danger David is coming around the final corner now. Looks like a pretty clean lap from what I've seen so far. I can't remember what the pole time, the first place time was in the first qualifying session, but he goes with a 119.3 to start off Q2. With Aston Martin following. He says Martin the following? No, it's not. Who's next that time? It will be Jacob with 119.5, so only 2 tenths slower. And then with that, the Alfa Romeo off top with a 119.9, so everyone in the 19s as it stands. Next up, Ferrari of, it will be David Page Riley, who sets a 119 flat. Okay, so we've seen the pace pick up now of all these drivers. David Page Riley is a good qualifier, as we do know as well. Just hasn't gone right for him in the races. As Jackson sets a 120.178 on the mediums. It is on the mediums, to be fair. We have yellow flags again. Is that the Ferrari just getting out of the way? I believe it is. Who's next coming around? It is an Alpine, and the only Alpine that's through is Milan, and he has invalidated. Next up will be Axe. Where are you? There he is. He sets a 126.5. So, oh, he's starting his lap now. As I say, that is not a real time. That is not a real time for the Rebel driver. As Jacob, no, sorry, we've already seen Jacob, haven't we? I thought that was Brad. Then come around. Brad's coming around the final corner now. What can he do? He's starting his lap now. Is he? Is he not? He has a lot of VRS. I believe he is. Oh wait, Brad? Wait, it was Jacob. You two are confusing me. Who's next then? So Brad's on a lap. Who's coming around the... Is it Jaxa? Jaxa's already set a time. He will be coming to the pits. There's at the Ferrari of David Page Riley. Nope, so that will be Shaggy Carrot. Shaggy Carrot setting the time. Yes, he is. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1 19.2 as well. It's a 1-2 for the Ferrari round Australia as it stands. Both looking very quick round here today. Next up, is this Milan coming to the pits, or is he going round again? Oh no, he has gone round again. What's it going to be? Milan is setting a 119.6. I think he ran out of ERS at the end there, as Ash goes P4 with 119.3 as well, as Hilly goes second with a 119 flat. Whew. Another good lap by Hilly. The Aston Martin driver sits in P2, looking like he's got some serious pace around here as well, to try and extend his championship lead. Next up is the McLaren starting his lap now, and there's only one McLaren left in this session, and it is of the Rattabus. What can he do? We've got a Rebel come around now, that is Jock starting his lap as well, and we have a Ferrari come around that will be coming back into the pits, I believe. Did Brad set a time and I miss it? No, Brad did not set a time. So, Rattigan, come around now. By the way, I have no idea what the name of these corners are, so if anyone wants to drop some names for me, go ahead. I'm just going to call it the fast turn, difficult section, the other fast turn. I know turn 11, because that one's scary. But here goes Rattigan now, going round the very, very, very fast section of the track in 8th gear. 45% ERS left. Does he take it well, or is he going to miss the exit? He does go purple, but ooh, he's a little bit of rear wheel spin at the back of his car there, but he does keep it together, nice and clean. Does he take a lot of curb? No, keeps it on the track, very neat. Rattigan obviously has a lot of pace in this tier. Normally does well in qualifying, hasn't gone well in his races. Jamie T goes third, that is an Aston Martin P2 and P3 as it stands. But is Rattigan going to have something to say about that though, as he comes around the final corner now? 25% ERS, DRS active, where's he going to go? He is going to go fastest for 1:18.7. Take a bow, Rattigan, I think that's the fastest time we've seen so far. As Jock goes second with a 1:18.9. The times are picking up now. They are flooding in. Two very fast laps from the two most recent times on the grid. Who is next to go round? It is Jacob who's starting his lap now. Let's see what he can do. I know there's a couple of people in front who are on a lap, but we'll sit on Jacob because I just know where he is, because I can't seem to keep up with you lot today. There's an AlphaTauri coming around. That will be Matt, I believe. Is that Matt setting the time? Yes or no? We shall find out soon. That will be Matt starting the lap. We have Jacob obviously coming around the track now. Has been out qualified by Brad 4-1, I believe it was. But yet again, another fast driver who has invalidated going through that section of the track. Must have took a little bit too much curb there. It looked like he kept it on track from my point of view as well. So that'll be Jacob having to set another lap or pull into the pits. Who just went up on the leaderboard there? Who was that? Was that Shaky Carrot? Was that Danger David? Who was that? Who did I miss? But we have an AlphaTauri P6 and P8 who are currently sitting P2 in the Constructor Championship. So they'll be looking to both get into Q3 and do some damage to the Red Bulls, who are also sitting both in Q3 as it stands. There's an Alfa Romeo coming around the last corner now, and it is Tuck who goes P3 with a 1:19 flat. Lovely time for the Alfa Romeo driver. Tuck's got pace around here. That is a very, 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 very good time. So close to P4 as well. David Page Riley, who has just jumped him and gone P3 with a 1:18.9. So three cars right now, three different teams in the 1:18s. That was a yellow flag by the pit lane then. What is Danger David? Oh, Danger David is just slowing up on the start-finish straight here. I was just letting cars come out the pits, I believe. Ooh. What's happening here? Well, we'll leave this AlphaTauri driver and we'll go on board with the other AlphaTauri driver who has invalidated as well, so I expect Matt to be coming to the pits. Yes, he does. Next up is DSL Brad on the lap. He's got the lovely helmet that we were talking about again. I saw him mention it. I do like this helmet very, very, very much. Is it a lucky charm or is it bad luck? We shall find out. How does his lap go? Going down the final straight now. Brad just made it through Q1. Is he going to make it through Q3? Yes, he is. He's going to be P2 with a 1:18.8, just behind Rattigan, the Mercedes driver who won last week, looking to keep up his pace this week round. And Brad should be safe for this quali session with that time setting on the soft, showing that he has some serious pace on the softs as well as he does on the mediums. Nice time, Brad. Very nice. As David Pereira's in the pits now, there's a Red Bull coming round. That is Ash, who has 100% ERS, so he'll be going starting his lap in a second. Is the AlphaTauri behind him on a lap? Yes, he is, but he has invalidated, and he's also in the gravel. And that is Brad back on track, so we will sit on board with Ash as he starts this lap now. Then let's see what he can do. Hunting down that P1 in the championship, warming up his tyres just before he gets going. Is he warming up again? I think he might be going for another burner lap. Ash again taking his time with this. He's going to have maybe one run at this. Hopefully he's got the fuel for it. We shall find out soon enough. But he has one lap to do this, and it will be a pressure lap. And he really can't afford with missing out on a Q3 spot when his title rival Hilly is currently sitting P6. So Ash will be going around again. The Milan of the Alpine is out on track as well. Will be setting a better time, he'll be hoping. But as it stands, we are losing Basin, Jackson, Milan, Jacob and Ash as things stand for now. I don't believe it will stay that way, but you never know. If anyone's here, by the way, can I get an update on the weather? Is it raining in the race, or have we got a dry race as well? Is we sitting on board with Ash because he's the first car ahead? I believe he is. He'll be starting the lap now. Thank you, Jock. So it is all dry. So Ash going around now. He has one lap to make it count. If he invalidates this, he is out. No pressure, Ash, but all eyes are on you. All he's got to do is set a time as it stands better than the 1:19.3 of Danger David. He is currently on the 1:19.3 as it stands. So he has to do a little bit better than this previous lap. But I know he has the pace for this, shown by his recent form in the last 3 races. I'll keep an update on the side to make sure no one else has set a time. I believe Ash will be the first person to do that. He has the red flashing light for fuel. Is he got enough fuel to go around where it doesn't put him in low fuel mode, or has he messed up here? We shall find out as he goes into turn 11. Whoa, takes it very neatly. Takes a lot of curb as well, getting the most out of that corner that he can without invalidating. He is flying around here. He did go purple sector 2, I believe, as well then. As we enter sector 3 now, he has this lap locked by the looks of it. Oh, he goes wide there, but he keeps it in track limits. He is flying around here. He said, pressure on me? Nah, mate, no chance. He's going around now. It's the Red Bull driver of Ash F1, the Canadian racer. Where does he go? He goes P7 with a 1:19 flat. Separates the 2 Aston Martins just behind his title rival of Hilly, who has also gone for a spin. Sorry about that, Hilly. I went on board with you at the wrong time. As Milan goes P6 with a 1:19 flat as well. And we have the Haas come around the last corner now of Jaxa. He's starting his lap now. Let's see what he can do. A man who's had some controversy with his teammate in the last few races. They'll be wanting to be as far away from him as possible. So we'll be looking to get into Q3. Jaxa 989 with a 1:20.1 as it stands. He needs to do better than that by nearly half a second just to improve up to P13. I know that wasn't his real time that he set then, but we shall see what he does now. Oh, it looked like he took a lot of curb there, but I think he took it flat out, so may have gained a bit of time in the process there. As Matt says, it is dry all the way. Thank you, Matt, who's currently sitting in P10 as it stands, and that is quali over. So Jacob will be out. Brad, it's time for your infamous no, Jacob, no. Your teammate is out of qualifying. Jaxa come round into the very difficult section of the track, keeps it within track limits as well. He's also taken as much curb as he can to improve as much as possible. I didn't see what his sector 2 time was then, but as we enter sector 3, he's doing alright so far. Is it going to be enough? Ooh, that corner is horrible. It looks like you cut the track every time, but he just keeps it in track limits. He is pushing everything he has got in the tank for this lap. Is it going to be enough? Is he going to be able to get through to Q3, or is he going to be out? He goes P13. He does improve by half a second, more than half a second, about 6 tenths, but it's not enough. It is not enough for Jackson, and he will be starting P13. Next up is Hilly, who I believe spun, so... Oh no, he is actually centre time. Let's see what he can do. It's going to be a 1:19 flat as well. The Ferrari is coming over the line now of Shaggy Carrot. Where does he go? Oh, I think he stayed where he was. I think, yeah, he stayed P12, so I think we've lost the Ferrari driver of Shaggy Carrot as well. As Brad says, no, Jacob, no. Get ratioed though, 5-1. Hey, it's all down to the race. Well, after one more qualifying session. But as it stands, we have Rattigan parking that Rattabus in P1 with a 1:18.7. Jar Jar Dinks up in the McLaren in P1. In P2, just a tenth behind DSL Brad in the Mercedes, with Jock closely following in the Red Bull. David Page Riley P4, Danger David P5. We have Tuck in P6, Milan in P7, Hilly P8, the South African Hilly in P8, Ash in P9, Jamie in P10, and we are losing Matt, Shay Carrot, Jaxa, Jacob, and an unfortunate crash for Basson. Q3, less than 4 tenths separating the top 10. That is mental. And less than a second between 1st to 15th, says Hilly. Yeah, this tier is very, very, very close. So, Q3 predictions, what did I say? Milana, if you're here, I think I said it was you on pole. No, I said you for the win, but I'm going to go with you on pole as well. Are you going to deliver? Because at the moment, the Rattabus has the pace. Let's see who's first out on track. Is it a Red Bull? I think it's going to be a Red Bull. Am I right? Way! It's a Red Bull. It's the right one as well. It's Jock coming out to set his lap. Milan says he will deliver. I hope so. I hope so. Don't let the pressure get you. Oh, don't tell me he wasn't the first one out. Who's just jumped in front of him? Jamie. Jamie, what the hell? Oh, Jamie's cutting the grass. So now it is Jock first. Yes, love that, Jamie. So Jock will be the first to set a time. Let me get the telemetry back up. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. He's been up in the top 5, I believe, the last 2 times in qualifying. Top 3 if I'm right. He's been setting in the 18s so far. He's looking fast around there. I know he's fast around there. I've raced him around there. I've also raced Rattigan around there, but we won't mention that, will we, Rattigan? What happened in that? But yes, it will be Jock first to set a time when he starts his lap, followed by the Aston Martin of Jamie T, and then the Alfa Romeo of Tuck, and then the 2 championship rivals, Action Hilly, right next to each other. Is this mind games? Are they going to hit each other? Are we going to see drama? Milan sits just behind him, and just behind that is DSL Brad. But here we go, Jock starting his lap now. DRS on. What can he do? Jock, the fan of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, driving around now. Takes turn 1 neatly, doesn't invalidate. Takes a decent amount of curve here. Does he let off throttle? Does he take it flat around here? He does let off throttle to keep it within track limits. Very nicely there. There's a different approach to that turn. Some people take it flat and take a bit more curves. Some people let off throttle to make sure they get a better exit. I'm a mix of both. Depends on if I'm feeling like pushing it. I may take it flat out. Sometimes it does mess me up though, and it is very easy to invalidate around there. This Jock is pedal to the metal as is that the saying? Pedal to the metal as he goes into turn 11 now. The number 8 driver taking a lot of curb but keeping it in track limits as well. I believe the pole was an P1 was an 18.7 in Q2, so let's see what people can set in here with track evolution as well to play a part. We enter sector 3 now. This looks like a very, very clean lap from Mr. Jock himself in the Red Bull. He's kept it nice and clean with the white and blue helmet. Mercedes colours, ironically, Jock. Going down to the final straight now. It's a 1:18.4. 3 tenths faster than the fastest time in P2. These lot are sandbagging. Jamie with a 19.3 as well, sitting in P2. Next up will be Rattigan. No, Rattigan's starting the lap now. It'll be Tuck. Come around now. What can Tuck do? Tuck can set a 1:18.8 as well. We're going to see a lot of times in the 18s there. The Ferrari of Danger Page Riley is starting his lap now. Hilly on his lap. What does he do? The current P1 man goes P2 with a 1:18.466. So close to P1 there, as Milan goes 4th for 1:18.9, and Brad up to P2 with an 18.454. We've got 3 people in the 1:18.4s as it stands. All different teams as well. This constructor fight is going to go down to the wire, I believe, with everybody involved. But as it stands, Jock just about holds on to P1 with a 1:18.44 flat. 4.4 flat? 4.40. Next up will be Ash, who set a 1:32.5. Now Ash, I know you like playing games with us, but that is not a very fast time. I hate to break it to you. We have an Aston Martin going around. That is Jamie, who's coming to the pits. Rattigan is on a lap though. He was P1 in Q2. Can he go P1 in Q3? He has to improve by about 3 tenths to do that. But can he do it? He goes P4 for 1:18.5. He does improve on his Q2 time, but it is only enough for P4 for the McLaren driver. As David Page Riley with 1:18.3 in the Ferrari goes provisional pole, a tenth faster than everyone else so far. The first person in the 18.3s. What a time. What a time from the Ferrari driver that is. We got Ash going over the line now. What can he do? It's going to be faster than 1:32. It's going to be a 1:19.3, but he still stays in P9 where he is. Danger David comes into the pits after invalidating, so he's only going to have 1 or maybe 2 runs at this if he gets out in time. Ash will be coming to the pits now. I believe Rattigan will be coming to the pits now. And David Page Riley will also be coming into the pits. So, after the first runs, David Page Riley is sitting P1 with a 1:18.3, Jock with a 1:18.4, Brad with an 18.4, and Hilly with an 18.4, Rattigan with an 18.5, Tuck with an 18.8, Milan with an 18.9, Jamie with a 19.3, and Axe with a 19.3, and Danger David, who has not currently set a time. Hilly says it's very close to the top, very, very close to the top. It's going to come down to the final runs, I believe, or has everyone pushed everything they've got already? Everyone's coming to the pits. Who's getting back out on track? Jamie's on an out lap now. He's doing both of his laps in, or is he going to try and get 3 laps in? Is it even possible to get 3 good laps in round here? And Danger David is back out on track to set a time. So we have an Aston Martin on track and we have an AlphaTauri on track. The constructor fight of P2 and P3, both drivers out on the track. As it stands, unfortunately we lost Matt in qualifying for the AlphaTauri, but as the Aston Martin go, they are both in Q3. But Danger David will be looking to do justice for his teammate in the AlphaTauri. As Brad says, I'm either improving a few temps or spinning. Yep, that is normally the way it is round Australia, Brad. Spinning because nobody make contact with you or anything. Yeah, Australia, it's a very easy track to spin. But if you can get a lap nailed round there, it is one of the most satisfying tracks, I believe, to set a time. But we have Danger David. No, is it Danger David on the lap now? Or is it Jamie T? Jamie T's going back round again, I think. Danger David setting the lap now, so he'll stay on board with Danger David. What can he do? Number 7. Is he going Q? Is he going to be P7? As Armin has joined the chat, and he said Q3 showdown. It is a Q3 showdown, Armin. It is very, very close throughout. I was going to say top 4, but even after the top 4, it is very, very close. But we have first, second, third, and fourth all in the 18.4s. Half a second. Oh, sorry. David Pez is an 18.3. But half a second will see you jump up massively around here so far. Very, very close to all the drivers. Shows what a great tier this is. Or at a very, very similar pace level, putting on a show. Armin said he's saying Ash on pole. Ash, if you're there, you got to deliver. I believe I said Milan on pole. Currently sitting down in P7, but I think David Page Riley's currently got something to say about that. That was a cracking lap he set in the Ferrari. That'll be 6-1 for him in qualifying as well for the head-to-head. Hopefully that stat that Armin's put out, which was great by him, is making people push even further. Danger David is coming around into the final corner of the track now. He has DRS on. AlphaTauri wing is active. He's going over the line now and goes P6 with a 1:18.6. Just splits Tuck and Rattigan. Next up is... who have we got next up setting the time? We have Jamie. Jamie is setting the time. The Aston Martin driver currently sitting in P9. His teammate sitting P4 in the Aston Martin. The championship leader, Hilly. I haven't cursed you so far, Hilly. You actually made it into Q3. You didn't crash out in Q1. Don't crash now. But I'm just saying, I didn't curse you. Oh, but I have cursed his teammate. I've cursed his teammate. I have cursed Jamie. I have... oh my word. The Aston Martin drivers are suing me right now. I'm putting them off. Jamie's binned it. And that will be him out of Q3. Sorry, boys. Oh god, I'm just going to slowly move off this. We have Milan, who hasn't set his ERS to on yet, so he'll be going round now for his final run and his final chance for pole position. The other Aston Martin of Hilly will also be going round for his final lap. Jock on an out lap. Ash will be starting a lap as well. David will be starting a lap as well. I think everyone will be on their final runs now. I don't think anyone's actually on a lap. Let's see what happens. Ash starts his lap now. Armin's giving the shout for pole. As it stands, he'll have to improve by a whole second to get up there. But with his pace, he's shown he is capable of doing it. As he goes through Sector 1 now. How does he take this? Does he take it flat or does he let off throttle? He does let off throttle. Takes it very neat, taking no curb at all. The Red Bull driver is keeping it within track limits around here. And it is flying. He is just under a tenth up on his time. It will not be enough as it stands, but he will jump up to P9 from that, as Jamie T does not have another chance at setting a time after crashing out on that corner there. But let's see if he improves through other sectors of the track. He's now nearly 2 tenths up on his time. Can he get into the 1:18s? I believe he can. That was a purple sector too, actually, if I am not mistaken. So does he gain all this time in sector 3, or has he pushed this car to his limits and is it not going to be enough? We shall see. Actually, the Canadian driver sitting in P2 as Milan goes P1 with a 1:18.3. The man I gave a shout for pole to has just set an absolute fantastic lap. But is it going to be taken away from him by Ash, the Canadian driver, going over the line? Now, what's he going to do? It's going to be a 1:18.7. He does jump up to P8, but it's not enough. Next up, Rattigan has invalidated, so that will be it for Rattigan. We'll be starting P6. Hilly, P5. Brad, come around the final corner now, but before that is David Page Riley, who has binned it. He has gone off the track. So next up is Brad. What does Brad do? Can he put it on pole like he did last week? We shall find out. Carbon fibre going around the track. Brad sets a 1:18.284. and jumps up to P1, and it's at pole position. I believe that's pole position 2 weeks in a row, if I'm not mistaken, for Brad Dandino. I know that's not your name, Brad, but you know. And that is the Mercedes driver on pole as he hits me with a Sue. As Jock said, he tried to go flat round turn 5, lost the back end. Sorry, Jock didn't even actually go on board with you there, so please, Jock must have spun it going around there. Brad was P2 last week. Apologies, Brad, but it is P2 and now P1 in quali for you. But look how close it is between everyone's times. Brad on pole round Australia with a 1:18.2, very close, followed by Milan with a 1:18.3. David Page Riley with a 1:18.3, and then we have Jock and Hilly with a 1:18.440 and a 1:18.466, and then Rattigan P6 with a 1:18.5, Danger David with a 1:18.6, Action with a 1:18.7, Tuck with a 1:18.8, and then Jamie 2, who unfortunately crashed out and didn't get to set another time, with a 1:19.3. Whew. So that was quali. Let's hope the race is just as entertaining. As Brad says, I remember what you said in the group, Milan. Please don't. And I believe, if I'm right in thinking, what Brad's talking about is, let's not send it into turn 1. Let's take it easy. Because Milan has said he's coming for you, Brad. But what a time that was by the Mercedes driver. He is in excellent form at the moment. But it is all dry in this race. Let's see what the strategies are that people set. I can't remember what I started on round here. Now this track is easy to lose it, so with cold tyres it could be a problem for a lot of people off the start. Jock says, if in doubt, flat out. Jacob has left the session. No, Jacob, no. He has left the session. As we are now waiting 15 seconds, and then I'll be able to tell you what the strategies are that people are on. Brad says, oh dear, Jacob. You should make it back in time, hopefully. If not, Brad, you're going to have to do this for Mercedes this week. Right, here we go. Cars on track. We'll get the strategies up. Or we have mixed strategies. So, we have the top 4 all on mediums. Hilly, the highest runner, on the hard. So he's gone for the alternate strategy round there. Be looking to play a gamble in his championship challenge, as he's leading it right now, with Rattigan, who will be putting the pressure on him on lap 1, who's starting on the mediums, as is Danger David. We then have Ash, Tuck and Jamie all starting on the hards. They'll be hopefully putting up a lovely fight in the midfield off the start. Matt and Shaggy Carrot both also start on the mediums, but we've got Jaxa, who is starting on the softs off the start. He will be flying. Is it to get away from his teammate? Who knows? And then we have Jacob, Basson, Hazard, the other Haas driver of Tom, who will be looking to gain as many positions as possible due to his quali ban on the mediums. And then we have Call Me Arkid, who we know is fast, starting P18 on the hards. Keep an eye out for Call Me Arkid. I almost forgot about him. He is very quick, so maybe gaining a lot of positions off lap 1 here. But remember, lap 1 doesn't decide your race. It's a long race, so let's not send it into anybody, and let's hope for a fairly clean race. I expect to see a safety car or two because of just the way this track is laid out. Easy to spin, easy to crash the car. But hopefully everyone keeps it within limits today. I believe I said Milan for the win today. I'm going for Milan. I said Milan, Jock. Was I right in thinking I said Milan, Jock, and then Brad, who currently sit 1, 2 and 4, so not bad. My my F1 knowledge is unbelievable. As Milan said, Brad, I'm going to send it. Oh dear. Oh no. but we will be sitting on board with. We'll sit on board with Milan since he sits on the inside, going into the start of the race. Tuck gets disqualified for mislining up the car. Hopefully no one's sideways going in, although that Mercedes looked a little bit sideways. No, he straightened up. There we go. As Tom was disqualified as well. Only 2, not bad. But here we go. The Australian Grand Prix. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're off. I have an awful camera angle, as usual on this game, but we are off. Does seem like everyone is staying very close. Milan has an amazing start. He got the lead into turn 1. Brad stays around the outside and holds it. And that is Brad still ahead in P1. Have people lost it? Hazard's lost it off the start, I believe. It is very close in the midfield. Jamie in P13. Shaggy Carrot gets up to P11. Jackson up to P11 already. Those softs already playing favours for him. He is going side by side with Shaggy Carrot, who just goes ahead. Couple cars off track, a little bit wide. Is there wing damage for anyone? I think that was a fairly clean start. We have the ghosted car of Jacob, which may be getting a couple people's way, but luckily it is ghosted. But Egolf Hazard, I'm not sure if he just lost positions at the moment in turn 1, but he is down in P18. Kormiaki gets past Jacob now as well, so he's already up 2 positions on the hard tyres. Milan has got ahead of Brad, I've just realised, going into sector 2. He's had an amazing start here. But Brad is right behind him. We've seen these two fighting over and over again, the Alpine and the Mercedes. They go at it constantly. Apologies if I miss a couple of you today, guys. Obviously, Armin isn't here, so I will have to flick down on all of the places myself. So if I miss a fight, I do apologise. I'll try and keep up to date with everybody. But as it stands right now, it was a fairly clean start. Very clean start. I don't think anyone's been going into the pits. And yeah, Milan sets the fastest lap. Oh no, why did I speak? Mats Bindit going into the final corner, and that is an early safety car. Damn. That is unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened to Matt there. I'm not sure how he binned it. Maybe just lost the rear coming out of the turn, but that is already a safety car. And after lap 1, we have Milan now in P1. And Brad in P2 and Jock in P3. I think that was my prediction. Take a picture now in the race here. Milan says, Brad, why did you back out? Respect shown from both the drivers potentially. Keeping it nice and safe. Brad's playing this long game. He may not be first right now, but he knows he can get it done. Don't think Brad likes Jacob. What did I miss? Gave me an illegal overtake. Was that an illegal? Who was this an illegal overtake on? On Milan potentially. He had to give the position back. He cut the track? Armin says he doesn't like. But don't think Brad likes Jacob. Well, Jacob's currently sitting in P17 in AI mode. So is he back now? Wait, Jacob, are you back? His car doesn't look ghosted any. Never mind. It is ghosted. Nope, Jacob's not back. As Ash is going for some crazy overtakes. A couple of people maybe accidentally let each other through there. Broke a little bit later, took avoiding action maybe. Brad says, no, I kept position and stayed on the track. He was never ahead of me, that's why I had to let him through. So the game has told Brad he had an illegal overtake. He's given the position to Milan, which is the reason he currently sits in P1. Luckily for Brad, he only lost 1 position and still right on the back of them. And I'm sure this will go down to the wire with these two, back and forth, both on the same set of tyres. Hilly only lost 1 position off the start on the hard, so isn't too bad, but Rattigan did get ahead, as Hilly gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Rattigan. Why is it every time I go on board with you, Hilly? Every time something happens. So that won't be good for Hilly currently. He's picked up a 5-second penalty very early on as well, and that isn't even from track limits or anything. Actually, it's also sitting only 1 car splitting them. That is horrible for Hilly. That's just happened. As Milan says, weird, still long race though, so good luck. Lovely little bit of respect between the drivers. See, they're friends outside, obviously, the track, but when we get on the track, it's war between these two. But it was a clean start. Unfortunately, Matt crashed out. Jackson and Tom only 2 cars apart. Oh lord. Jamie's in the middle of it again. Poor Jamie's been caught up between these Haas drivers multiple times. And Basson is now part of that party as well. Call Me Arkid's gone from 18th to 15th. He also said he fixed his internet this week, so well done on that, Call Me Arkid. The Williams driver will be looking to make moves in this race, number 21. With a lovely little helmet, if I must say so myself. I do appreciate a helmet design. Armin knows I love a helmet design myself. But the early safety car has come out, allows everyone to get bunched back up. Not that we were separated much in the first place, but everyone is now back together. As Jaxa has pit. He's pit off the softs. He decided that now is the chance to do so. Is he going to go on the mediums or is he going on the hard? He's going to go onto the mediums. May be tough to make it to the end. I don't think he will be able to, but he is on the mediums now, so he doesn't have to afford another pit stop off the softs later on. As Jock says, Armin loves a purple helmet. Armin does love a purple helmet. Purple and orange are Armin's colours, but yeah, Armin does like a little bit of purple on his helmet. Speaking of purple, Brad's got the purple helmet back on today, and so far it's doing him wonders. He's got pole position, and he is currently sitting P2 in the race, only due to an illegal overtake. Should have a look at helmets if I can even see him. Jock, the Mercedes hater, running a Mercedes themed coloured helmet. We have Dave and Paige Riley rocking a purple helmet. Armin will be proud. Hilly with a multicoloured helmet, a little bit all over the place. Hilly is, this is what we do in the safety car. Hilly with a white and gold helmet, but I will shut up now because safety car message has come up saying we are in this lap. Milan's got to back it up. Is he going to get a good restart, or is Brad going to pounce? Let's see how this goes. The Alpine driver leading this race as we go what will be into lap 5. One safety car already. Is there going to be too many safety cars to bridge a gap this race, or are these drivers, some of them, going to pull away? We shall find out. Has he gone? He has not gone yet. His throttle is not full yet. He's gone now. And Brad is right on the back of him still. And with that, as is Jock, David Page Riley's in the pits as he picked up damage off the safety car backup potentially. Jock's going for a move now. No, he's not. He's tucked back in. He stays third. Bratigan fourth. Hilly fifth. David Page Riley unfortunately has had to pit onto the hard tyres early on, just after the safety car. He must have picked up damage in the backup or something, which is really unfortunate after the pace he's shown, but another safety car may be able to get back up to it. We also have Jackson, who's overtook Jacob, who I believe is still a ghost, but Milan is still ahead of Brad, but Brad is not letting him, giving him any chance to breathe. He is all over the back of him. Is he going to go for the move, or is he going to sit behind and wait for the straight off the straight between the start-finish? We then have Jock, who's sitting just behind, and Rattigan up into P4. Hitley is still P5 on the hards, but that 5-second penalty will not be what he wanted. And Danger David in P6, who's under attack right now from Ash, the championship chaser, the Red Bull driver, neck and neck with, this is P2 and P3 in the championship, going at it with each other. Ash just stays behind. He is on the hard tyres though, so he is doing well to stay where he is. Armin says my helmet's purple. Your helmet is purple with a bit of orange, right? Because of your logo. But as it stands, is Brad going for a move though? Brad does set fastest lap. Is he going to go for the move now into turn 1, or is he going to sit just behind? We shall see. He's going ahead. Little bit of contact. Jock's going round the outside. What a move. What a move from Sir Jockey Stewart. He's going for P1. As Tom picks up a penalty. The Red Bull driver pounced on the little bit of contact between the two drivers in first and second, and it's P2, and he is absolutely chasing down Brad right now. And there's a 3-second penalty for Ash. Ash on the 3-second. Hilly will be very happy to see that. Bear in mind he has a penalty himself. Ash with track limit penalties as it stands, as did Tom, who's got up to P11. What start from Tom, by the way? I haven't even realised. He was flying off the start. Jock's up into P1. He's up into P1 as he runs a little bit wide. But he stayed ahead. He has used all his ERS though. Brad's used quite a bit himself. But Jock, off of that restart, has benefited massively, going from P3 to P1 after just one lap. He is driving phenomenally right now. Phenomenally right now. But Rattigan, has Rattigan had a spin? He has. He's got no wing. Rattigan spun. And I believe that's a VSC. 5-second penalty for actually committed contact with Danger David. Oh, it's all going off right now. If Milan was here, we'd probably be laughing. I'm not sure what I've missed. But Rattigan's in the pits for a wing change and another set of hard tyres. 2 sets of hard tyres. That's a new one. Then we also have Ash, who's in the pits. Served his penalty, did he? Or did he not? And we also have Danger David, who's also in the pits. So currently P2 and P3 in the championship standings are sitting P16 and P17, and Ash is still on the penalty. But I'm sorry about anyone I didn't catch up with in the midfield there, but my word, what a restart that was from Jock. He got ahead, used all his ERS, but the safety cars came out where he can recharge and go again. That was a lovely move from Jock. I had it perfectly. Brad and Milan were fighting in the turn 1. Little bit of contact, ran them both wide, and Jock just said, "Thank you very much. I will be taking that P2," and then got Brad just a little bit later on. But as it stands, we got Tuck up into P4, by the way, on the hard tyres as well. What am I checking? I'm looking at positions, aren't I? You lot are gonna watch it. There we go. There we go. So we got Jock up 3 positions, Brad down 1, Milan down 1, Tuck up 5, Carrot up 7, Tom up into P6 already, up 11 positions, Jamie up 3, Hilly's lost 3, Basson was up 6, but he's going to be losing them now because he is in the pits. Is it for a wing change or is it for a tyre change? It's for a tyre change. He's jumped on the hard tyres now, hoping he can take them to the end. We've also got Call Me Arkid up into P9, up 9 positions already. The Williams driver is flying so far. As Hilly says, "Damn, Rattigan going out of shape made me spin too." Hilly spun? Oh, I didn't even realise. Hilly had a spin as well. That explains the positions lost, and now his teammate is ahead of him. Now, depending on what the speed is, will team orders come into play here, or will we see a fight between the 2 Aston Martin drivers? And Danger David down 10 positions himself, and David Page Riley down 11. Unfortunate for a couple people at the start, but some people have benefited massively from this. Tuck, Tom and Call Me Arkid are flying right now. And Jock, what a restart he had there. But that is, I didn't even realise, we've turned into a full safety car. I thought it was a VSC, but it is another safety car, which explains why people were pitting. Is anyone else going to pull the trigger off the off the mediums now onto the hards? They could probably do 20 laps. Don't take my word for that, but it may be a gamble that people are willing to take, as did Basson, but they're not going to have a chance to do it now because the safety car is in this lap. Can you say all the penalties? Yes, I can, Milan, 2 seconds. So penalties right now, we have Tom on a 3-second, Hilly on a 5-second, and Ash on a 3-second penalty himself. So as we go into the safety car restart, it's Jock backing it up this time. What can he do? He's full throttle already. Oh, already. He's gone. But Brad is not getting caught out today off these safety car restarts. These 3 seem like there's fairly a gap between them. But just behind, we got Tom going for a move, but just sits behind the Ferrari. We got Hilly and Jamie staying ahead with each other. David Page Riley flying off the start, but he's gone off track. He's cutting the grass a little bit. As McLaren down the inside goes Rattigan, and Basson is up into P12 already. We got Shaky Carrot up into P4. He gets ahead of Tuck. Jock picks up a 3-second penalty. The P1 leader, yeah, no, Sherlock. P1 currently picks up a 3-second penalty. Brad and Milan would have seen that as well, and they will know right now that if they can keep this penalty free, that is almost guaranteed. If they can keep it close, position gained. But anything else has happened. Danger David is got past expired Jacob now, as Rattigan is going side by side with Ash. Ooh, a little bit out of shape. Ash has to cut the track there. So far, not been a good race for the P2 in the championship. But Basson, off the safety car restart, up to P12 after pitting for that set of hards. I'm not sure where he did come out in the safety car, but he is P12 on the brand new set of hards and hopefully doesn't need to pit again. So keep an eye out for him as well. And Jaxa up into P11. Up into P10 now, as he goes around the outside of Egolf Hazard, who must have had a moment there. I think, saying that, I think he's under attack from Basson now. Basson's going to go for the move round the outside. Is he going to get it done? He's going to get held up by the Haas a little bit. Just stays behind. He goes for the switchback. He's going to go round the outside. Is he got it done? He has got it done. What a move. And his teammate Rattigan's going for it as well. He just has to sit behind it and get very close between the Alpines and the McLarens, just like we saw last season in real life. They are going at it together as Tom now picks up another 3-second penalty. That is now 6 seconds for the driver up into P5. That is not what he wants. But this track is very easy for track limits to get picked up. But right now, the front 4, I want to say, who 4th place is Shaggy Carrot, by the way. What a drive he's had so far. All medium runners from P1 to P5, they're sort of running away right now. As John's gone wide again, that will be another warning. He's got to be careful here, because otherwise these penalties are just going to drop him straight back down to where he started. But Brad all over the back of him. Almost identical on ERS. Both drivers getting very close with it. Ash goes for the move on Hazard. Hazard's fighting back. They're going very close. They're going side by side. Ash goes down the outside, round the outside, and gets the move done. And as does Rattigan. Rattigan's going for it as well. Goes a little bit wide off the track. DRS has been in there with this lap as Tuck is out of the race. Tuck is out. He's binned it on the last corner. That will be a safety car. That will be a safety car. Whew. This is a hectic one today. And Jacob's in the pits, or should I say, Jacob's AI is in the pits. But that is a safety car. Tuck Binder on the last corner there. His car was straight in the middle of the track. Hopefully no one got damage hitting that, and hopefully it was ghosted. But what a restart that was. That was hectic. And the 4 cars who were sort of running away with it now are going to be back up with the pack. This won't be what Tom would have wanted, or Jock, or Hilly, or Ash on the penalties. Everyone bunching back up, getting back in their range. Is this the 3rd safety car now? We're going to see these medium runners in, I expect, which is going to proper shift around the positions. Sorry about that, I am back. So, where were we? Right, the medium runners, they will be pitting. I expect they will. Jock's coming into the pits. Brad's going to come into the pits. Milan's coming into the pits. Shaggy Carrot's coming into the pits. Tom's pitting. Jamie's staying out. Hilly's staying out. Call Me Arkid staying out. Jackson pulls into the pits. Basson may have played an absolute blinder here if it all goes his way. Tom got a 5-second speed in the pit lane. Damn, let's get up the penalties now, because the penalties are stacking up for some people. Tom now sitting on 14 seconds of penalties. He will probably serve 5 of them in the pits, I imagine. But if not, that is a heavy amount of penalties to be carrying on lap 12 of this race. But, would you look at that? It's a 1-2 for the Aston Martin drivers. Ignoring penalties, Jamie T is leading this race. And Hilly is sitting P2 with Call Me Arkid going from P18 to P3 already. Basson up into P4, and he has pit as well. Has Basson played a blinder? We've got Action P5 on a 3-second. Rattigan in P6. Parking that Ratter bus off this restart, he'll be hoping. Off those hard tyres, they might be coming to play, but people will be on a new set. Just a bit behind. Damon Page Riley back up to P7 after having the moment and having to pit for wing damage. Danger David in P8, Brad in P9, Has Brad jumped Jock in the pit? Am I right in thinking Brad jumped Jock? Okay. Brad jumped Jock in the pit. And is P1? Or did I miss that and did he jump P1 anyway? I think he actually jumped him in the pit. Brad says this track is beautiful. It is a nice track if you can drive around it, which I do sometimes have difficulties doing. But yes, it is a nice track and it makes for great racing, but apparently as well it makes for a lot of safety cars. But everyone from Brad down has pit for a new set of tyres. But saying that, Rattigan only on 5 lap old hards and Basson in P4 on 4 lap old hard tyres. Actually, only on 5 lap old mediums as well. If there's a couple more safety cars, he might be able to take them the whole way. But this has mixed up the order, and some people pit in the previous safety car before may have played a blinder. I'm not sure how Tuck crashed out. I just saw him on the final corner in the wall. Unfortunate because he was showing great pace and was sitting up in P4. Shaggy Carrot's in the pits now for a set of hards as well. And if anyone's here that knows about this, there's a lot of Haas drama going on in the paddock. And they're currently sitting P12 and P13 right next to each other. Gunter is shaking in his boots right now. Because this is a Grosjean and Magnussen moment we're about to see, I have a feeling. This could be very hectic indeed off the restart. Hopefully they give each other the space and respect. But if not, then I guess we're getting content. It's gonna happen, Armin says. It might be happening in this race. They are right next to each other. There's no Jamie T to separate this anymore. Instead, Jamie T is P1 of this race. As Armin says, we should stop the race now. We have a Jamie and Hilly 1-2. Hilly would be losing positions, but the Aston Martins are flying right now. It's the Aston Martins of real life in this season. Gunter needs to get involved here. Well, he didn't want them to smash his door. I don't think he'll be wanting them to smash his cars up either. Jock says, I missed the X in the pits and Brad jumped me. So in the pit lane, the Mercedes pit crew have played a blinder. And right now, Christian Horner is slapping his team up. He's saying, what is going on? How are you doing this when we're in such a great position? We can't have a Mercedes beating us. And I know Jock will hate to have a Mercedes in front of him. As the safety car is in this lap, Jamie T gets to do the backup this time. I think we've had 3 different people backing up the safety car. So let's see what he does. Is Hilly going to play the team game here and hold up people behind? Or is Hilly going to go for this championship that he is currently sitting P1 for and go straight for Jamie off the start? We have 2 Aston Martins next to each other. We have 2 Hasses next to each other. We have a McLaren separated by 1 Red Bull. This is going to be close. Let's see how this goes. But Jamie T backing up the safety car for what's the 3rd or 4th time this race. I have lost count already. Hopefully it is the last safety car, but if not, then so be it. But Jamie is about to get going. He's full throttle already and he's caught the pack napping. Is Hilly backing up the pack on purpose? Who knows? But right now Kormiakin's on the back of Hilly. He's going to be going for the move. He's just tucked in behind. He's going to go for it down the inside. Into turn 1. Who's going to be ahead? I think he's going to just sit behind and Hilly stays in P2. Meanwhile, down the back, down the pack in the midfield, Brad stays ahead of Jock, who stays ahead of Milan. And Tom just behind that. Hilly, goated teammate. Hilly might have just done a blind a team help there for Jamie, who is now a 2nd out. Admittedly, he has to pit, but that is massive. Massive for Jamie. He will be very, very happy with that. I think Hilly was holding them up. Axe picks up another 3 seconds. That's 6 seconds for the P2 and Championship driver. And Hilly's on 5, so as it stands, he isn't catching Hilly. And I don't think Axe is going to be able to make it to the end on those mediums. Potentially, because most of them are under the safety car, but it's going to be very close at the end. He's going to have dead tyres. And right now, we've got Rattigan, who seems to be closing up very, very close to Axe right now. And Rattigan is penalty-free as it stands. As who was that? Is that Basson? Basson's getting very close to Kormiakin right now. Basson is showing some unbelievable pace around here. McLaren drivers have stepped it up this week after having a very eventful and unfortunate race last week. This week they want this. They want the the points for the constructors. They want to jump everyone in front of them. As there's some movement going around right now, Brad gets between gets past Danger David, puts a car between himself and Jock. Jock's going to have to try and get the move done very early if he's going to get this done, and he has to sit behind it. Shaggy Carrot sets the fastest lap. Jock picks up another 3-second penalty. That is 6 seconds for the P2 driver, and he won't be P2 anymore after those penalties stack up at the end of the race. Jock's got to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up too many. He wants to have as little as possible. As Shaggy Carrot makes an overtake on Egolf Hazard on the fresh mediums. Then mediums might be able to go to the end as well. We shall see how this obviously pans out in the latter parts of this race. But as we're about halfway through this race now, Jamie T is currently sitting P1, and he is 4 tenths out of Hilly. These two both have to pit. They don't want to double stack each other. Call Me Arcade's also got a pit. It's going to get very close. Jock gets past Danger David and now has Brad back in his sights. But he has 6 seconds. Brad right now is net P1. Or is he net P1? Because Basson might be able to go to the end. Ash gets past Basson. He's going down the up the inside of Basson, and he gets ahead. But he does have the penalties to stack. Basson doesn't. And Basson's got his teammate of Rattigan just behind him. Them two McLarens, are they going to help each other out here? Who's the faster driver? What's going to happen? As right now, the two Aston Martins are going side by side. Jamie T lets Hilly through, I believe. I think Jamie has let Hilly through for being faster through that section of the track. And they have the Williams driver of Call Me Arcade just behind them. We're looking at the couple of years ago back markers at the front of the race between the Aston Martin and the Williams cars. Brad gets past David Page Riley. Brad is trying to put a car in between them. David Page Riley's come back from a bit of contact. Little bit of contact between the cars. He has to sit behind David Page Riley, not playing this nice. David Page Riley does pick up a penalty in the process though. Oh, staying ahead of Brad. There's a bit of contact, and there's contact between the two drivers. Brad spins round David Page Riley. Take it to the stewards. There's a Red Bull in the wall. It's Jock. Jock's in the wall. Jock's in the wall, and it's not a safety car. I thought I was going to get a moment to breathe. It's not a safety car. Jock is in the wall. Axe is out of the race. Axe has binned it. The Red Bulls have had a stinker. He's binned it going round just outside of turn 11. He's binned it. That will be another safety car. And that is P2 in the championship. Out of this race. Oh my word. Hilly and Jamie will be able to pit now, but they will get double stacked. If I was Jamie T, I'd back up a little bit from Hilly so I don't get double stacked as bad in the pits. He stayed out. He's playing the team game massively here. He's sacrificing himself for Hilly. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Call Me Arcade's in. Rattigan will jump up into P2. But my word, what happened there? From what I saw, Brad was getting very, very close to Dave. Dave didn't look like he was giving up the position, and Brad made contact. Did Brad pick up damage? I don't think he did, but David Page Riley spun round and did pick up wing damage again. And the Mercedes and Ferrari driver did make contact. It will go to the steward's room, where me and Armin and Mr. Famas Dwayne will be looking into that. But from what I saw, it was very, very close, and very unfortunate there was contact made there. I'm not sure what happened to Ash, but he is out of the race. P2 in the championship is currently going to be losing more points to Hilly, but we could see some more people in the championship jump in multiple positions. We've got a couple comments coming through now. Brad says, mate, WTF. He literally slammed the brakes down on the corner. You can just lift through. Oh, take it to the stewards. We'll look into it. Nothing we can do at the moment. Unfortunate for both. Luckily, Brad didn't come out with damage. Unfortunate that David Page Riley did. And Milan says, what happened, Brad? I think it was very close racing. I will say, hold on a second. Jaxa is up into P5. Jaxa is up into P5. He got away from his teammate and is on a strat that can take him to the end of the race. I don't know if Rattigan can. He might be able to. Jamie T is going to have to pit. So right now, if the two McLarens behind don't pit, we've gone from an Aston Martin 1-2 to a McLaren 1-2 in the space of 2 laps. I will say as well, we got 63 comments. That is crazy, lads. Thank you very much for being interactive with me today. Hopefully I am doing your race justice. And hopefully it is entertaining you as it is me. Tom says he crashed me. Rammed right in the back of me, lol. Are we talking about Jaxa crashed you, Tom? The two Haas drivers making contact? Surely not. Did it happen? Oh no, Gunter is furious right now. I've just heard, what's that? Oh, we cannot repeat what Gunter's just said because it is not PG enough. He is fuming right now. The two Haas drivers make contact and one is P13 while the other is now P5. Jack says don't brake too hard then and take the corner and lift like a normal person. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Armin, if you're still here, we need you to get in the middle of this. It is all going crazy right now in the chat. We've got incidents left, right and centre. We've got Haas drivers attacking each other. Doors getting broken. Wheels coming off of cars. Championship rivals coming out of the race. Team games coming into play here. Haas lads, relax. Let's just drive, and then we'll take it to the stewards afterwards if anything happens. But remember, you guys are a team. Jock said someone hit the back of me, back of my end and spun. I saw you, Jock, at the end, just before the yellow flags came out. I saw you spin round. I'm not sure if you picked up damage from it, but it is unfortunate after you had such a great start to this race. And the safety car is in this lap. Jamie T gets to do the backup again. Aston Martin safety car leads an Aston Martin F1 car, followed by two McLarens, and then Brad, who is on the fresh set of tyres out of the top four, followed by Jaxa and then Milan. If Jaxa can keep this together, we could see some crazy, crazy results at the end here. As Armin says, there is drama. There is indeed drama on the track and in the paddock. People are getting angry with each other, and I'm just here, stirring the pot. Call me Serge Gnabry. But this is lap 18, going to be going into lap 19 of the race. We're going to have 10 laps of racing. And Jamie's still got a pit. I believe Jamie hasn't made a pit stop yet. If he has, he may just be trying to take these to the end. But he's gone already, I think. Oh, Jamie's lost the car. Jamie's lost it. And oh, he's just ghosted through the McLaren. He's lost it off the restart. Rattigan takes P1. Rattigan goes on P1 and we are 5 wide. 5 wide going into turn 1. Who goes ahead here? Jamie gets back up to P2. Basson into P3. Brad P4. Did Brad make contact there? Rattigan picks up a 5-second penalty. He ignored yellow flags. Did he get an illegal overtake there? I don't know. He might have, and that, if he keeps onto it, might get taken away. But we are so close with everyone on the track right now. Brad's up to P2. Jamie T's been pushed wide. We are 3 wide going into a turn that you really can't go 3 wide. And there's an Aston Martin round. That's Jamie round. Jamie's round. Jamie is round, and he's dropped down to P15 and hasn't made a pit stop. That is his race gone from hero to zero in a matter of 2 corners. And Brad is in between a sandwich of McLaren's. Basson is all over the back of him. Rattigan picked up a penalty, which must have been for an illegal overtake for when Jamie spun. And if that is the case, Rattigan, if you keep hold of it, it will get taken away at the end. But Basson is all over the back of Brad right now, and Basson may be in for a shout for a win. And right now we have Jaxa going for the move on Danger David. I believe Danger David did get ahead of him, but he's going back for it now. Who's going to brake later? Going down the inside, or is it going to be going around the outside? Jaxa's got the inside line. Little bit of contact squeezes him off there. Milan is just trying to pick up the pieces and goes around the outside of both of them. He's gone around the outside of both drivers, and Jaxa's gone off track a little bit. And Milan's back up into P5. But Jaxa's coming back at him. The Haas driver's coming back at him. Who's going to be ahead into this? He gets the inside line. Milan is going to stay ahead, but the DRS is not active for this lap. So it is just a race of straight line speed. Very identical on ERS, but Jaxa's got the slipstream off the car behind. He's going to go for the move again. Jaxa's made contact and he spun round. He's round, he's round. Tom picks up a penalty as well. The Haas driver is round. Oh my word. The other Haas driver of Tom makes a move on Danger David, who just made contact with his teammate. Shane Carrot is up into P3. What is going on? These restarts are hectic. But right now, I think it's all calmed down a little bit. That safety car, I just saw in the pit lane sitting there waiting to come back out. Rattigan right now has a 2.8 second gap. And if that penalty gets taken off, Rattigan is in a very, very good place right now. I believe he can take these tyres to the end. They won't feel great, but he has the pace to do it. And the car next is DSL Brad. He is going to be closing up though. He got a better exit around that corner. And if the penalty does stand, then this is Brad for the win. And he may be able to catch up beforehand. And Shane Carrot on the mediums, on the faster tyres in P3. They're 7 laps old. I don't know if they'll be able to go to the end. They will be screaming. And Basson on 12 lap old hards, currently sitting in P4 with Milan after that fantastic double overtake, up into P5. Hilly on a brand new set of mediums, I will just add, in P6. And he took his penalty. So with that, things have just got a bit more interesting. We are on lap 21 of 29 now. Everyone seems to have made a little bit of a gap between each other. Jaxa gets past Jacob now, who I believe hasn't been here this whole race, unfortunately. But he's still in it. And Jamie, unfortunately, down to 15th. First drop, picks up another penalty. Right, sorry about that. I am back again. I do apologise. I am back and forth, and I also do keep coughing. We have everyone fairly clean now throughout. We've got Rattigan in P1, 2.1 seconds. That time is coming down ever so slowly by DSL Brad, but Brad's used all his ERS and Rattigan's got 60% just to play with. As Basson has pit again. He's pit again. He's picked up a 5-second penalty in the process. Was that the right move? Is he going to go for a set of softs? He's going for a set of mediums. Call Me Arcade sets the fastest lap with a 1:21.7. Milan's back up into P4. Hilly up into P5 on a brand new set of mediums. If there's a safety car that comes out here, this plays into Hilly's favour massively. David Page Riley picks up a 3-second penalty. It's been an unfortunate race for him, starting where he was, down to P11 after some contact, and then spinning round after some more contact. Egolf Hazard up into P10. Danger David in P9. Jock in P8, but he has got 9 seconds of penalties now. Call Me Arkid, what a drive he's had as well. P18 to P7, as has Tom, but I believe the penalties have stacked up. I will get the penalties up now for anyone who would like to see. There we go, it is Rattigan on the 5-second, but that may get taken away. Tom on 12 seconds, Call Me Arkid on 3, Jock on 9, David Page Riley on 6, and Basson on 5. So penalties will come into play at the end of the race. I wonder how many warnings everyone else is on. Position changes, we've got Tom up 11, Call Me Arkid up 11. And Brad is under attack from Shaggy Carrot, I've just realised. And Shaggy Carrot is on the mediums. I'm not sure if what tire we bear at the moment. The hards should start coming into play soon, but right now it looks like Shaggy Carrot has got the pace, and he's going to have DRS as well, isn't he? He is. He's also got a lot more ERS. Is he going to go for the move, or is he going to sit just behind? He's just going to sit behind. Danger David's in the pits again, off the hard tyres. There is contact. Rattigan's out of the race. P1 is out of the race again. That'll be another safety car. Is that a double? Is that a safety car? It's just double wave yellows. I think we're going to keep going. Rattigan's out of the race. He's dropped out. So the 5-second penalty won't matter. He's crashed coming out of turn 1, I believe. Just lost the rear. There's yellow flags again. That is Rattigan's car, I believe, still. A couple of people may have jumped on that thinking it's a safety car. I apologise if I have messing any of you up there. I did believe it was a safety car, but it is not at all. But Basson's changing for a wing. Tom's got another 3-second penalty. I think that's 17 now. And Brad is P1, but he is under attack from the Ferrari driver of Shaggy Carrot. And don't forget, Hilly is not too far off on the best set of tyres of them all. And with that, Milan in P4, but Tom is just on the back of Milan, keeping up with him. And Call Me Arkid in P6, just on the back of that. Jock runs wide again. That'll be another track limit warning. It is another track limit warning because it's another penalty. I think that's 12 seconds of penalties now. It has not been going well for Jock at the end of this race. Started off so well, but the penalties have just been hurting him too much, as well as that spin. But with that, we now have Brad in P1, Shaggy in P2, and Hilly, the championship leader, with a championship rival out of the race, sitting in the podium position. He will be liking what he's seeing right now. He probably won't even be going for the win. He might just be keeping it together, making sure he gets these points in this podium. But he's got to be careful because Milan is on the back of him. Speaking of on the back of Milan, we've got Call Me Arkid on the back. Tom on the back of Call Me Arkid. He's going to be going for the move, but he just has to sit behind. But he does have DRS, and he's going to be going for the move now. He's got no ERS left compared to Call Me Arkid, who's got just a little bit more. They are both on penalties, so I'm not sure who's going to jump ahead. I think Tom has a lot more, though. Shane Cat picks up a penalty and gets into P1, but he got a penalty in the process. He's on the 3-second now. That is going to hurt him massively, and as it stands, Hilly is getting a P2. And Brad might be going for back-to-back wins here. This could be DSL Brad in the Mercedes going for a back-to-back win. Looking ominous with the Mercedes driver. But Hilly is just catching up as well, as is Milan. We got battles at the front going everywhere. Jock's catching up on the back of this fight between Tom and Call Me Arkid. Speaking of the fight, Tom's just lost it off the track a little bit. He's lost time. Jock's going to go round the outside. And he does get ahead. Going into that corner. Ran a little bit wide into the gravel. Lost time and Jock just pounces on that. Takes that. This is how close it is in Pro Tier. You make one mistake and you're losing positions. It is so competitive around there. But he's going to have DRS on Jock. I think he's too far back and may have a little bit of his tyres maybe cooked a bit there. But if we go on to lap 25, Brad is sitting on the back of this here. Is he going to go for it, or is he just going to try and stay with him due to the 3 second? But he's got to be careful because Hilly is right behind them now. As David Page Riley is in the pits again. He's going to go for a set us off. He's going to go for fastest lap to try and salvage something out of this race. Is it going to be enough? We shall see. Expired Jacob, sorry about that. But speaking of just behind Expired Jacob, we've got Basson going for a move on Jamie T. Basson goes for a late lunge down the inside, but he has to sit back. Jamie T stays ahead. David sets the fastest lap on that set of soft with a 1:21.5. As it stands, he will be taking the fastest lap point for this race. And right now, we have the battle for P1. We always have a battle for P1 in this tier. No matter what track it is, everyone is always so close together at the end of the race, it seems like. We've got Hilly going for Brad here, the championship leader going for the championship fighter. He's charging for it. Brad up in P4 in the championship on 174 points. This will be another massive result if he can keep it at least on a podium. Shaggy Carrot as well, what a drive he's had, minus the penalty. He has gone from nearer the back of the track up into P1. Jackson picks up a penalty. That is another 3 second. Both Haas drivers though are sitting P7 and P9. Will they be jumping the? Was it Alfa Romeo? I believe they're close to. After Tux crashed out and he's the only Alfa Romeo in this race. But Basson did get past Jamie as well. I didn't realise, and he seems to have closed the back up a little bit. As Shea Carrot picks up another penalty. That's 6 seconds now. So as it stands, I think Milan is getting the podium as well. Milan is catching up with this DRS train as well. This could go down to the wire for the last 3 laps. No safety car's going to come out now. There's not enough time. So this is going to be whatever happens. And Hilly is trying his best to get past Brad here. He got a 5 second penalty. He served it. He's on the mediums. He's still up into a podium position. Danger David goes quicker with a 1:21.2 as well. Everyone is pushing to their absolute limits for these last 3 laps of the race. It is getting very close at the front. The midfield seems to have split a little bit, and Basson seems to have dropped Jamie T going into the last few laps here. But Jamie T has saved up all his ERS. As Hilly gets past Brad, I've missed it. He gets past Brad, and Hilly is currently net P1 for the race win. Call Me Arkid picks up another penalty. That is 6 seconds for him. That is not what he wants. And Hilly, right now, the championship leader, will be gaining an extra 50 points in this race as Milan is going for a move, and Milan's had a moment. I think he made contact with Brad. These two respect each other, but I think there's a bit of contact there. Obviously not on purpose, but they've got yellow flags as well. I think Jock just had a moment there as well. Jock just made contact with the back. They both got no wings. Jock and Tom and Jock. They both got no wings. They both got to go into the pits. Jock stayed out. He's got no other option but to stay out. They've made contact after the last 2 laps. Brad picks up a 3 second penalty. And as it stands, Milan's getting a P2 and Hilly's winning this race. This is all very, very close between each other right now for the race win. I believe everyone else is sort of just biding their time, managing their race, so we will stay on board for the last 3 laps with the front pack here as Tom comes into the pits. Was it for a wing change? It might be, and he's also going for the fastest lap. May as well give it a go. As David Page Riley does go fastest lap there as well. Jackie Carrot's just got to hold this out now. Hope he can stay ahead as much as he can. The 6 second penalty will not be nice to him, but Hilly's closing up on it anyway. He may take him over on track, not even just by penalties. Hilly is flying. He's had a fantastic race. His quali was fairly decent. He had a moment in the race, lost time, spun, but it doesn't matter because Hilly's fought back. He's up into P2 right now. And Call Me Arkid's made a move on Brad, but Call Me Arkid's got a 6 second penalty, I believe. These two need to be very careful because they do not want contact at the last minute of the race here. This is not what they want. They want to just be happy with what they get. Or they're going to proper go at it. Looks like they're going to be going at it. Call Me Arkid's gone from P18 to P4. Maybe he knows because of Brad's penalty he can bridge it. He's going to have DRS on him. Brad's got no ERS. Call Me Arkid's got a little bit more, almost double the amount to be fair. Hilly's going to stay behind Shaggy Carrot here. Brad's going to stay ahead of Call Me Arcade, and Milan's just going to stay behind that. Speaking of Milan, his Alpine teammate Egolf Hazard has had a fantastic drive so far. He's up into P6. The Alpine are scoring massive points as it stands. Jock's in the pits now for a wing change. He's going to go for fastest lap on the last lap. Can he do it? We shall find out. Keep an eye on Jock. He's going to be flying the last few laps with the pace he's shown today. Jaxa got DRS on Hazard, but he does have a penalty. Hazard is penalty free as it stands as well, so he probably will gain maybe 1 or 2 positions from this. Hilly picks up a penalty as well. Hilly's picked up a penalty. So just like that, we have Brad, who now can legitimately take the win back off Hilly, both on 3 seconds. This is for the race win, but Hilly's going around the outside of Shaggy Carrot into turn 11. There could be contact made here. Is he going to sit behind? Is he going to stay ahead? Hilly, is he going to go down the inside? He's going to go down the inside. He's going to not make contact. He's going to stay ahead, but he's going back at him. Shaggy Carrot's going back at him. Hilly's ahead into P1. He has no ERS, neither does Shaggy Carrot, and he is up into P1. Your race leader is now Hilly 0192, and your championship leader is now going into what will be the last lap for another potential race win to extend his championship charge. Meanwhile, we got Brad under attack from Call Me Arcade, and just behind that Milan, who's stayed penalty free. He'll be wanting to stay penalty free, as will his teammate Egolf Hazard, but he is under attack from Jaxa right now. All he's got to do is to stay within whatever Jaxa's penalties are in his range, and he will gain these positions back at the end of the race. But we're going into the last lap now. Hilly will be under attack from Shaggy Carrot. Shaggy Carrot is going to fight this all he can. He's got nothing to lose. They do not want contact. Hilly runs wide. I think they made a bit of contact. I think Shaggy spun round. Shaggy spun round. I think there was contact there. Did he go for a late lunge up the inside there? Was it worth it? It seems to have backfired now. But Hilly is P1, Brad's P2, Call Me Arcade P3, but Milan will be taking that. He'll be taking that straight back. Milan might be in for a chance for the win here. If he can close out within 3 seconds between the 2 cars in front, we could see Milan on the top spot of the podium. But it's going to be very, very close coming to the last bit of lap. This is a quality lap for everyone now. They just have to hit it perfectly, get as much time between each other as they can. Hilly seems to have drove flawlessly today. A little bit of wheel spin coming at that corner, but he's kept it together. Hilly, the Aston Martin driver. Massive points for the Constructors, massive points for his championship charge. Unfortunately, Jamie T had to spin off the safety car restart and then had to still pit. It's unfortunate for him because his teammate's driven flawlessly. He's helped him out, but it's still not been enough. Jamie T let him back through. The Aston Martin team have done wonders for each other. As Jamie T enters the final corner now, he's going to hit it very nicely. ERS on. Everything he's got for the last minute. Brad's right behind him. But as it stands, Hilly is your race winner around Australia. But Milan wins the race at the last, down the straight at the last minute. He stays penalty free and he's done it. And what did I say? Milan wins the race. He's delivered again. Milan wins the Australian Grand Prix. Hilly P2, Brad P3 on the podium again. Call Me Arcade P4, Shaggy P5, even with a 6-second penalty. Hazard in P6, what a recovery drive from him. Jackson P7, as is him. Danger David's going to finish P8. David Page Riley P9, Tom P10. Jock's going to take P11. Jock also sets fastest lap in the process of a 120.3. He was flying at the end, and he does get fastest lap. Basson is going to come over the line and take P12. His race has been a mix of both, but he does finish the race and goes up to P11 in the end. Jamie T, giving us a little weave over the finish line, is going to take P13, and with that, we have the Australian Grand Prix. What a race! And what a final ending again by Milan. Milan loves these last minute wins. As driver of the day goes to Call Me Arcade, it was a fantastic drive, starting from the back of the grid, getting back to where he was. As Silly says, damn, pen last lap. And then Jackson says, I know my teammate and I aren't best friends, but his wing damage is such a pain. We could have had an amazing race for the Haas. You can make it up in the back of the paddock. Gunter, I'm sure will have words with you. But, wow, what a race. As Milan says, let's go. What a drive, Milan. What a fantastic recovery. Well, he never really had to recover, but you know. What a great drive. Hilly and Brad going at it. A little bit of contact. I'm sure we'll see some incidents going in. But aside from that, it looked like hard racing. As Jock says, terrible race. You put me on the wall. Underbody damage. He's going at it with Tom. The Red Bull and the Haas are going at it. Lads, steward's room. We'll look into it. It's unfortunate how it went. But at the front of the grid, these lot will be loving how the race went. The safety cars played perfectly into their strategy. Milan kept it penalty free, and just like that, penalties do lose you and win races. And just like that, Milan has taken P1 of the Australian Grand Prix, followed by Hilly in P2 and Brad in P3. Call Me Arcade going from P18 to P4, takes P4 for the Williams. Shaggy Carrot in P5, Hazard P6, what a recovery from him as well, starting P16, as is Jackson from 13th to 7th, Danger David in 8, David Page Riley P9, Tom P10, Basson P10, P11 sorry, Jock P12 with fastest lap, Jamie T P13, Jacob P14, and then unfortunately Rattigan, Ash, Tuck, Matt all DNF'd. Right. What a race. What a hectic race that was. A lot of incidents, a lot of crazy racing going on at the end, and a last minute win yet again. But with that, that is the end of the Australian Grand Prix, and next week we will be going to USA, the US of A, COTA. Very difficult track, but very good for racing. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Thank you for keeping me what's the word? Talking to me in the comments. Armin will probably be back next week. He should be back next week, so you can say hi back to him again. Obviously, any incidents, chuck it in the steward's room. But thank you very much, everyone. I have been FW20 Blue Drive Solo, Blue New Soul, the Fraud, and thank you, and goodbye.